You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, unfortunately, as of this second, we don't have an official update on Sophie Cunningham's injury. But what we do have is we've got one quote-unquote injury expert out there that did weigh in based on the camera angles of Sophie Cunningham's injury. We've also got a very interesting picture that has emerged with Bria Hartley smiling and laughing over this incident of Sophie Cunningham being hurt. Now, it's interesting, this injury expert speculates, doesn't think it's an ACL, maybe an MCL, or the thing that I considered when I saw it. I thought her knee dislocated, is what I thought I saw. Okay? Hell, I'm no doctor. I can tell you that right now. And we'll look at that in a second. But I got to tell you, this picture, and let me just show you right here. This is some video, of course, of her. Let me just turn this down. Limping off the court yesterday. The good thing is she did walk off the court, folks. You gotta say she did walk off. Now look, you can tell Bria Hartley, in my opinion, she launched herself into her knee. She did. And I've seen some of the reaction online, and guys, it's despicable. It really is. There's a lot of people celebrating this injury. And guess what? You can imagine who it is. It's members of the old WNBA fandom, the ones that root for Paige Beckers and Angel Reese and Asia Wilson and all the usual damn suspects. All right, are celebrating this. They're throwing out the MAGA thing. I mean, the whole nine on this thing. They're celebrating it, right? They even got pissed that Sophie Cunningham was called a superstar. I kid you not. I saw that and was like, well, is it a bad time to tell you that I think she's roared to being the second most popular player in the WNBA? Because I believe that's happened. And now the Indiana Fever has lost both of their top draws, both of their top billings that they had on the team. I said yesterday after she got hurt, Jesus, this is getting real tough to watch. It is. All right. So let's look at this picture. My boy CDS Sports Podcast, go subscribe. He's on YouTube. He's on Twitter. Follow him on Twitter. Go subscribe. He's got a great YouTube channel. He posted this. This is Bria Hartley right here, grinning from ear to ear with Sophie Cunningham smiling. I mean, that's despicable, folks. There's no other way to look at it. Yeah, how about this right here? That chick grinning after Caitlin Clark got slammed to the ground. And then this chick. I mean, really? Unbelievable. And look, they let's be honest, when it comes to popularity and fandom, y'all can't carry Caitlin Clark or Sophie Cunningham's water. Y'all can't carry their water. Nobody knows who the hell y'all are if it wasn't for your dirty, cheap shots. A lot of those kind of players in this league, by the way, that people wouldn't have a damn clue who the hell they were if they wasn't riding the coattails. Right? Unbelievable. It really is. And I don't know. Right here. Here's my comment. I tagged the WNBA, Kathy Engelbert, and the NBA. We going to just get radio silence from your leagues? Make an example out of one of these people, and it will stop. You guys are gutless. And do I think they'll do anything? Of course they won't. Because the old WNBA fandom will come for Kathy Engelbert, and the players will come for her as well. And that's part of the problem. You know, the NBA fell in popularity because Adam Silver let the league get away from him. The players were out there running their mouths. They were getting involved in all these causes. They were doxing out police, LeBron James, the whole nine. The NBA's popularity plummeted. And then about 2 years ago, Adam Silver came out prior to the season starting. It wasn't this last season. It was the season before. He had an interview with ESPN or ABC prior to the season, and he said, we're not getting into politics anymore in this league. He sent a clear public signal to his players. We're not doing that because he just said we went way too far and it hurt the league. Well, your league's being hurt right now, Kathy Engelbert. I mean, you wanted to grow this league, but your league is being wounded all over again. And I said yesterday during a video, maybe it was the day before, it was after the Fever lost the game against the Wings. And I continue to see it. There's a lot of people that I've seen that has come out and said, I'm not watching another game until Caitlin Clark comes back. The Fever and in the league doesn't deserve my eyeballs until Caitlin Clark comes back. And you can see why. The league does not take care of their players. And some people will be like, well, this happens in the NBA. No, it doesn't. Because it would be like Evander Holyfield, Mike Tyson on a basketball court if this stuff was happening. And it's not. It's not. They're regulating that league. Yeah, sure, there's physicality. It's not like this. And they know it. So let's talk about Sophie's injury. So the sports injury MD, Brian Stutterer, analyzes the injuries that athletes suffer on his YouTube channel. And on August 17th, he did a video on Sophie Cunningham's injury. After detailing what actually happened to Cunningham's knee when Hartley falls on her or launches herself into her, Stutterer, and that's literally Sutterer, okay, noted that his play, this play could potentially cause an ACL tear. However, given the various factors about how Cunningham injured her knee, Sutterer doesn't seem to think Cunningham suffered a torn ACL. That's good news, potentially. From there, Sutterer spoke about the potential of Cunningham suffering an MCL injury. I could see that. Potentially a tear. That would put her out for the rest of the year, I'm sure, which he seemed to think more likely than an ACL. This is because the MCL sets on the inside of the knee. Of course, it was bent inwards, which is where the stress and stretch from Hartley falling on the outside of the knee would come from. Who wrote this? Grant Young. How about telling the truth? She launched herself into her knee. That's better. Huh. Oh, I can't have that. I can't have this league mad at me. Fucking media. This is because the MCL sits on the inside of the knee, which is where the stretch comes from, and Hartley falling onto the outside of the knee would have came from. A third option spoke of a potential kneecap dislocation. That's what I thought, which he said is, quote, definitely something we have to keep in mind. In summary, Sutterer said he thinks the most likely outcome is a potential injury to the MCL ligament or perhaps a knee dislocation. He did note he's relatively limited due to the angles of the injury, and that is just his opinion. Well, I mean, if he can't look at the MRI or whatever the scans are going to be, and I assume we will find out today what the injury is. Sophie did post something on her Instagram, but it didn't. I kind of got the notion, and this is just speculation, that she might be okay. Cross your fingers. There's also the thought of, well, the extent of the injury. Is it something she might consider playing on since the season's so close to being over? I don't know. And to me, that in this league, I think you're putting your career at risk because Kathy Engelbert and Adam Silver and the WNBA and the NBA will not correctly regulate this league. They won't do it. They won't keep their athletes safe. So you can't count on that. All it would take is a big old fat 20-game suspension, half a year suspension. It's a 44-game season, 22 games. Boom. And the loss of all that income of your contract for 22 games. They won't do it because they're scared of the reaction. You're going to be scared of them television ratings if Caitlin Clark don't come back healthy. And Sophie Cunningham. Let's not pretend there's not people out there tuning in just to watch her. She's turned herself into a superstar. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.